I used to believe that silence meant peace. That if two people stopped arguing, stopped fighting, stopped asking questions, everything would eventually settle. I was wrong. Because silence doesn't always mean calm. Sometimes it means everything has already been said, and nothing was ever resolved. Every night I stood by the window. The city lights below felt distant, like another world I no longer belonged to. Cars passed. People lived their lives. And inside this quiet apartment, time seemed to slow down just enough for memories to catch up with me. He was always there. Not close, not far. Just present. Sitting behind me, watching without interrupting, as if he was afraid that one wrong word might break something fragile between us. We hadn't always been like this. Once, conversations flowed easily. Once, laughter filled the spaces between us. Once, his voice felt like home. But something changed. Not suddenly, not dramatically. It happened in small moments. Moments we chose to ignore. "I'll be late tonight," he said one evening. I nodded. No questions, no disappointment, just silence. He noticed it. "You don't mind?" he asked. I turned toward him slowly. "I don't know what I'm supposed to feel anymore," I replied. He didn't answer. That silence stayed with us. I couldn't remember when we stopped touching. Not intentionally. Not out of anger. Just gradually. As if both of us were afraid to reach for something that might not be there anymore. Some nights I wanted him to ask me what was wrong. Other nights I hoped he wouldn't, because I wasn't sure I had the strength to answer honestly. One evening, rain began tapping softly against the window. I pressed my forehead against the glass, watching the reflections blur. Behind me, I felt him stand, close enough to feel his presence, far enough not to touch. "You've been quiet," he said softly. I smiled. "Aren't we always?" He exhaled slowly, like someone carrying a thought too heavy to say out loud. "Do you ever think?" he began, then stopped. I turned to face him. "Think what?" "That we're standing in the same room, but living in different moments." My chest tightened, because that was exactly how it felt. I walked past him, pretending I needed water. In truth, I needed distance. Because if I stayed there any longer, I might say something irreversible. Or worse. I might finally admit the truth. That I missed him. That I was tired of pretending everything was fine. That silence was slowly pushing us apart. Later that night, I lay awake listening to his breathing. Steady. Familiar. Once that sound brought comfort. Now it reminded me of everything we weren't saying. I wondered if he felt it too. This invisible space growing wider between us. Or if he believed silence was keeping us safe. The next morning, he was already dressed when I entered the kitchen. Coffee brewed quietly between us. "I might travel for a few days," he said casually. My hand froze around the cup. "Oh," I replied. "Okay." He looked at me, searching for something in my expression. Anything. I gave him nothing. And that hurt him more than anger ever could. As he reached the door, he hesitated. "I don't want to lose you," he said quietly. The words lingered in the air. I wanted to tell him that losing me wasn't the problem. Losing us was. But instead, I said nothing. And he left. Hours later, I stood by the window again. Same city, same lights, different feeling. For the first time, silence didn't feel safe. It felt dangerous, because deep down, I knew something was about to change. And when he came back,